Now, a Nightside, a Washington synagogue vandalized and 5 others targeted with suspicious packages as tensions between Israel and Hamas remain high.
Beautiful weather for Thanksgiving, but you'll want to bundle up for the weekend. I'll let you know how cold it's going to get in the First Alert forecast.
And where you or your loved ones can find a free hot Thanksgiving meal tomorrow. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Thanks so much for staying up with us. I'm Derek Dice. One man died after crashing his car into a tree this morning off of I-90 near the town of Sprague. Washington State Patrol says it happened just before 8 a.m. at the Sprague Lake rest area on the westbound side of the freeway. An elderly man and woman were pulling off the freeway when it was reported the driver was unable to turn off the cruise control and struck a tree. The two were taken to the hospital where the man later died. In Crime Watch coverage tonight, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office says a woman was attacked by her son and hurt so badly she had to be flown to the hospital. They say this happened last night at a home in Kashmir. Deputies say they found Santiago Pina Corona severely injured. When they went to confront Pina Corona, he refused to come out of his room. The Sheriff's Office says he eventually did come out and was arrested. He now faces multiple charges, including assault. Well, if you've put off your Thanksgiving drive until tomorrow, at least you know the weather is going to be nice for you.
Yes, it is going to be a beautiful day for travel, and the past conditions are looking good. For Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass, sunshine will have great conditions all day. 4th of July, partly cloudy skies. Lookout Pass, there is the chance of some snow very early in the morning, but less than an inch. I'll talk more about that later in the broadcast. But first, here's a look at your Thanksgiving Day outlook. We'll be down in the 20s to start the day. Partly cloudy skies early, but we'll be into the bright sunshine in the afternoon. A high temperature of 41 is just about average. Here's 4 things to know, our 4 things to know about your weather. Again, beautiful Thanksgiving with mostly sunny skies. We are going to get colder for the weekend and then stay dry all the way through next week. I wish I had better news for skiers, but I will have your 7-day forecast and some Wildlife Wednesday photos in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, today is expected to be the biggest travel day of the year, both in the air and on the road. According to AAA, this is the busiest travel period we've seen in years. A lot of people were on the road today hoping to make it home for the holiday. One man we talked to says he was relieved to even make it back to Spokane. He drove here all the way from Colorado and says his journey to get here was challenging, to say the least. During his drive, he faced multiple slowdowns, making his travels longer than expected. He even ran out of gas.
Miscalculated, and there was one point where I actually ran out of gas in Montana, and then some random guy just pulled over like 2 minutes later, and he's like, "Here, take the gas from my lawnmower to get to the gas station." And I said, "Oh, thank you," because it was gonna, I was gonna call AAA. It was gonna cost me like $100.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV. Sign up for the 4 News Now playbook at KXLY.com.
It's that time of year again. The lights at Cowley Park are going to be lit up this holiday season, and we've got a lot of new stuff coming in. It's going to be a wonderful ground display. 4 News Now, the Extreme Team, making spirits bright. Brought to you by Ace Hardware and Horizon Credit Union.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $249 a month. Or get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Equinox models.
Lewis Culligan, your local water experts since 1936. The world's most efficient water softener. Safer drinking water in every glass. Convenient, reliable delivery. Industry-leading technology. Here for every water worry.
It's time to race in for the Black Friday sales event at Crank up your tunes with a new head unit. Plus, get 50% off all subwoofers and bass packages starting at $299. Or take advantage of Black Friday markdowns on window tints and remote starts, including install, as well as truck lifts. 50% off. And when you buy 3 rugged new snow tires, get the 4th tire free during the Black Friday sale at Snow's.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored?
Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
I should take your phone away.
No, I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Hey there, everybody. It's me, Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy.
Yes.
Expect the unexpected.
And I've never seen you in the club till it closed.
Well, I beg to differ. In fact, I even have a tattoo on my leg.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Becker Buick.
It's going to be about 10 degrees colder tonight than it was last night with the clear skies. Right now, we're already below freezing in most locations around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, including a couple of spots in the 20s. And we've got some clouds that are clearing out of the region. No precipitation showing up for most of the region. A little bit of snow over in western Montana, and there's more of that to come. I mentioned there was a chance of snow at Lookout Pass. Here's our forecast radar starting off at our current time. Last of some clouds will be clearing out, but then early tomorrow morning, we have a system that's dropping out of Canada, mainly into Montana, that's going to bring some snow all along the Idaho-Montana border and potentially up around Bonners Ferry and in northern Bonner County. And then we dry out, we clear out, and we see that sunshine across the entire region. For tonight, we're headed down to overnight lows in the 20s, may even get into the teens in some of the outlying areas with partly cloudy skies. Just a fabulous Thanksgiving, a high of 41 with mostly sunny skies. Now, the next big thing on the way is the cold. We're going to get this northerly flow developing that's not only bringing in cold air, the coldest air is to our east, but dry air. So we'll get rid of the possibility of fog, get some blue skies, but it is going to be chilly, especially with a little bit of a northeasterly wind. Temperatures for overnight lows are going to be at some of the coldest readings of the season. We'll be down in the lower 20s. High temperatures also running below average, only by about 5 degrees, but we haven't had much cold weather, so it may come as a bit of a shock. Will be partly cloudy this weekend, in and out of the clouds, but more sun than clouds, and then staying dry through the 7-day forecast. Wildlife Wednesday time, and it is Mark Vogt here with a bighorn ram who is ready for the rut and showing off for his buddies. He's almost got the full curl going there. Here's one from Susie Corpay. The Eagles are back in force at Lake Coeur d'Alene. This is a 3-year-old bald eagle, not quite white on the head yet. Allie Ray shared this photo of some bald eagles at Higgins Point flying in tandem, and from Julie Mashallah, a Mount Baldy buck already got a pretty good rack going early in the season. Some signs of winter on the way, but the bald eagles back already at Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Okay, so I'm asked a question that I'd never really fathomed this. They don't become fully bald eagles until a certain age?
Yes, they definitely have much more brown in their feathers, and then that pure white head develops year 5, 6.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
Yes.
Chris, thank you so much. Well, new on Nightside, a synagogue on Mercer Island near Seattle was vandalized overnight with messages spray painted on the walls. The blow to the Jewish community comes as tensions remain high amid the Israel and Hamas war. Scott Mogul and his family have been members of that synagogue for more than 12 years.
The first thing is it made me sick and fearful. You know, this whole thing going on, you know, in Israel and Gaza it's just been horrible, and it's horrible for the Palestinians. It's horrible for Israelis.
5 other Seattle synagogues have recently received suspicious packages, prompting evacuations and hazmat responses. This afternoon, the Mercer Island Synagogue posted on its Facebook page saying, despite this adversity, our commitment to leading fulfilled, connected Jewish lives remains steadfast. Thank you for standing strong with us. The FBI is now leading this investigation. Negotiations are ongoing in the Middle East for a hostage deal between Israel and Hamas. Officials in Israel now say no hostages will be released by Hamas until Friday. That is also when a temporary 4-day ceasefire should begin. Israeli forces are still advancing into Gaza ahead of the pause in fighting. ABC's Melissa Adon reports.
Urgent preparations underway for the planned swap of hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. The expected release of 50 hostages, including possibly 3 Americans from Hamas, now set to begin Friday. According to Israeli officials, a group of women and children, including a 3-year-old, would be released over the course of 4 days, during which Israel has agreed to temporarily pause the fighting in Gaza. In exchange, Israel will free approximately 150 Palestinian women and children detained in Israeli prisons. Before the hostage handover, the IDF advancing into Gaza. ABC News given an inside look at the elaborate tunnel system deep beneath Gaza City's largest hospital. ABC's Matt Gutman touring the tunnel alongside the Israeli Defense Forces.
This is the tunnel. You can see what look like electricity cables here. This, we're told, is for air. We're calling this a really sophisticated tunnel. It's high, it's relatively broad. You can walk standing up. You can see all the outlets for electricity and others.
The IDF claims Hamas operates a command and control center right beneath the hospital. Outside the hospital, Gaza in ruins. As part of the deal to free hostages, the temporary truce will allow aid to get into Gaza, but humanitarian agencies saying this will be a drop in the ocean.
There is so much destruction. How much of it was actually militarily necessary?
I think
because
Israel,
1.5 million aren't going to be able to come back here.
Yeah. Israel is not fighting against the Gazan civilians. It's not fighting it's not fighting in order to create destruction. But when you have an organization that's wages is war from hospital, building tunnels underneath, we have no other alternative. We're going to defeat Hamas.
The IDF still urging residents of Gaza City to evacuate immediately and go to the humanitarian zone in the south. Melissa Adan, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, Thanksgiving is a day for family members to share meals and be thankful for each other. But for those who don't have people to share it with, a local restaurant in Spokane Valley provides Thanksgiving meal for them for free. Restaurant owner Vance Emerson says his mom always wanted to give back to the community, and that inspired him to provide Thanksgiving meals. Despite his mom's passing in 2011, Emerson says he wanted to continue her legacy.
She left a huge mark in the area and just in the Spokane area, and it's something that you want to live up to that. You want to give back because it does make a difference.
So at the Ponderosa Bar and Grill tomorrow from 11 to 2, anyone is welcome to eat Thanksgiving meal at the restaurant, again for free. It's the season of giving, and One Heart Spokane, a local nonprofit, is doing just that. Volunteers spent half of today providing Thanksgiving meals to families within Spokane public schools. Over 100 volunteers showed up today to help children in need. They packed box after box with turkey, rolls, sparkling cider, and of course pumpkin pie. This is the 6th year they've done this. The first year they served 75 families. Today, they served 250. One volunteer said he's blessed to be in a position where he can help others.
And there's a lot of people out there that are hurt and lost, don't have families, for the holidays aren't always, a good time for everybody. And so just being able to show compassion and love, it's needed in this community.
It certainly is. After packing hundreds of food boxes, volunteers then loaded their cars to hand deliver 250 Thanksgiving meals to those families in need. All right, take a look at this line around the block at Birdie's Pie Shop today. The workers there baked 5,000 pies ahead of Thanksgiving. The owner says after today's pie pickup, she and her staff, well, they're going to take a much-needed break.
We actually are closed for a whole week after, so we are very excited to rest with our families and enjoy the holiday.
I'd say they deserve it. It is one of Birdie's Pie's busiest days of the entire year. 5,000 pies, wow. A car launches and then explodes at the U.S.-Canadian border, and it was all caught on camera. A story coming up next on Nightside.
Later on Nightline, John Stamos opens up about his personal struggles, what he says was rock bottom, and the joy he found later. Plus, trans athletes Skylar Baylor struggled to live authentically, the news he kept from almost everyone.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's Sports Giving weekend, and the 4 News Now sports team will be in Seattle for it all. From a pivotal Seahawks home game to WSU and UW's fierce rivalry, watch now through Saturday only on 4 News Now and streaming free on KXLY Plus.
Spokane's grand holiday tradition lives at Christmas Tree Elegance in the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square. Fabulous packages raffle to support our symphony.
We want a tree.
We want a tree, and so can you.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
If you're actually trying to recover and you want to get better, it's just one step at a time. You put one foot in front of the other, and you'll find that each day it'll get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And then next thing you know, you're not even thinking about it. You're thinking about the future, not the past. I can tell you it's worth it. It's hard, but it's worth it. Just one step in front of the other. It's going to get better. It just takes time.
4 News Now is brought to you by Spokane Tribe Casino.
All right, thanks so much for staying up with us here on Nightside. Even without snow, you can still get in the holiday spirit this weekend with some tree lightings. Coeur d'Alene's kicks off Friday at 5 p.m. with a parade full of festive floats. After that, you'll want to head to the resort where, with the flip of a switch, 1.5 million lights will shine at 7 o'clock and the holiday fireworks show begins. On Saturday, the city of Spokane will be hosting its own celebration at Riverfront Park. The party starts at 4 o'clock with live music and free hot chocolate leading up to the tree lighting at 6. For more information on either of these events, you can look for this story on our website, KXLY.com. Well, getting your children to eat healthy can be a chore, but throw in Thanksgiving with new foods and distractions at the table, and you may be in for a real challenge. Mandy Gaither has tips on surviving the holiday with picky eaters.
It's that time of year again, and the Thanksgiving meal that's yummy to you may mean new, different-looking foods on your picky eater's plate.
It is a new routine, there's new people, there's new environments, so what we expect on a normal day and normal eating is typically not going to happen.
Licensed dietitian Catherine Sherry with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Strong for Life says the first tip to surviving the holidays is by being okay with things being different. Next, have some familiar food. If you're not hosting, bring it with you.
It's always going to help if your child has some sort of normalcy happening during a hectic day.
If you're heading to another home for Thanksgiving, Sherry recommends letting your child eat beforehand.
Let them eat in their own comfortable spot, and then when you go somewhere, it's okay if they don't eat.
Finally, Sherry says there's a time and place to introduce new foods, but Thanksgiving may not be it. She says holidays can be overstimulating for children, so don't force them to eat something new.
It is always up to your child, whether it's a holiday or not, for them to decide if they're going to eat, what they're going to eat, and how much they're going to eat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
My youngest will probably eat a whole bunch of rolls and maybe some mac and cheese, and that's about it tomorrow. Well, as many of us are prepared to gather with family and friends and eat a lot of good food, there are things you need to remember to make sure your Thanksgiving is a healthy one. Just this summer, the CDC put out a warning about salmonella linked to flour. And while flour doesn't look like raw food, most flour is actually raw, meaning it hasn't been treated to kill germs that can cause food poisoning. To keep your family healthy, do not consume raw flour. That includes things like cookie dough or batter. Wash your hands after handling raw flour and anything raw flour touches, like bowls or utensils. Finally, keep raw flour and dough separate from foods that won't be cooked. Well, a new study has found long-term use of ADHD medications can raise the risk of heart disease. Researchers in Sweden found overall heart disease risk was 23% higher for people who use ADHD medication for more than 5 years compared to those who didn't. Doctors commonly prescribe stimulants to treat ADHD, which are known to elevate blood pressure, making the heart work harder. With cold and flu season ramping up, health officials say COVID vaccination rates are lower than they'd like to see. The CDC says roughly 15% of adults and 5% of children have gotten the latest COVID-19 vaccine as of mid-November. COVID hospitalizations are nearly 3 times higher than they were during this summer's record low, but still lower than they were this time last year. A tense scene along the U.S.-Canadian border. A car flew into the air, crashed, and then exploded on the Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls. The whole scene caught on camera. Authorities then closed all 4 international border crossings between Western New York and Canada. Trevor Ault reports.
This is the moment the car burst into flames. The verified video circulating online showing the deadly explosion, raising alarm on both sides of the border on one of the busiest travel days of the year.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded.
It happened just before noon near the New York entrance to the International Rainbow Bridge, which connects the U.S. and Canada at Niagara Falls. The car speeding so fast, eyewitnesses say it launched into the air near one of the security checkpoints.
I seen something airborne. I first thought it was an airplane. It looked like slow motion. And I said, my God, it's a car.
Then a fireball.
Yo, oh my God, are they all right?
Smoke billowing high into the air, the driver and passenger dead on the scene, a border officer injured, authorities sealing the area.
I'm going to send you over to the custom bridge for a fire that's happening. Fires are already there. You're going there to block off roads.
Officials in the U.S. and Canada taking no chances, quickly closing all 4 bridges connecting Canada to Western New York.
Additional measures are being contemplated and activated at all border crossings across the country. We are taking this extraordinarily seriously.
At the airport in nearby Buffalo, international flights suspended. The FBI launching an investigation. New York's governor tonight saying no explosives have been found, offering these words of reassurance.
I want to be very, very clear to Americans and New Yorkers. At this time, there is no indication of a terrorist attack.
And the governor did reveal one of the people in that vehicle was a resident here in West New York. But given the size of this explosion, this is a very large scene, and this investigation will likely continue for quite some time. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Niagara Falls, New York.
Well, after the holiday rush, sending a package through the Postal Service will cost you more. USPS says Ground Advantage, Priority Mail, and Priority Mail Express prices will increase just over 5% starting January 21st. The service also wants to increase the cost of Forever stamps again from 66 to 68 cents. Earlier this month, the Postmaster General announced a net income loss of $6.5 billion for the fiscal year. That's despite a 2-cent increase in the cost of Forever stamps back in July. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Clark's Diamond Jewelers.
These neighbors compete with decorations that are oh so good.
That is so incredible.
And the light fight takes off with all-star families who slayed the competition.
The coolest thing I've ever seen.
The Great Christmas Light Fight. The festivities begin Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Here's a holiday thought to ponder. Is it truly a wish list if you only have one wish? Here's to getting everything you're hoping for this season. Make your wish list a reality with exceptional offers during the season of Audi.
Time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
A brand new holiday musical with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. $1 Million Quartet Christmas the Musical.
December 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. BroadwaySpokane.com.
The Black Friday sale is on now at Shred with some of the best buys of the year on all skis and snowboards, gloves and goggles, and last year model jackets and pants. So you're ready to hit the slopes.
Let's have a blast.
All right, Gonzaga facing UCLA in the 5th place game in the Maui Invitational, and Anton Watson had it working early, throwing it down with one hand here. He had 15 points in the first half. Zags up 4 at the break, but back come the Bruins. Utah transfer Lazar Stefanovic with a 3 to put UCLA up by 1, but the Zags answer right back. Nolan Hickman from way downtown to put the Zags on top by 5, 46-41, and Watson would take care of the rest. He tosses in the jump hook and finishes with a career-high 32 points on 14 of 15 shooting as the Zags go on to win it 69-65, improving to 4-1 on the season. They'll host Cal State Bakersfield on Tuesday. Now, in less than 24 hours, the Seattle Seahawks will take on the San Francisco 49ers in a crucial divisional rivalry game. The teams are neck and neck for the top spot in the NFC West. Julian Minnesota and Alex Crescenti join us from Seattle to tell us what the Seahawks need to do to get that W.
For the first time in their nearly 50-year history, the Seattle Seahawks will host a game on Thanksgiving Day, and it's against no other than their division rival in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers. Seattle sits one game behind the Niners for the top spot in that NFC West. It should be a great game.
Yeah, we know that the 49ers are not only one of the better teams in the league, but they got the numbers to prove it this year. A top 5 offense, a top 5 defense, and also they are number 2 in the league in turnovers. And Pete Carroll knows how big this game is coming in.
It's just feels like playoff time for the rest of the season. If we're so fortunate to be rolling in that kind of area, it just feels like that. Every game coming up is crucial, and this one is, just kind of this as obvious as it gets. So I hope the fans are juiced and ready to go, and we will be, and make it a great night. We'll look good in the unis and all that. It'll be an exciting night.
Now, the importance of this game can't be understated. Seattle goes into a gauntlet of a schedule here. They have San Francisco this week, then they're at the Cowboys, at San Francisco again, and then they return home to play the league's best, Philadelphia. So really need to get a win here to stay on pace for that NFC West title.
And a lot of this game depends on the health of quarterback Geno Smith. Head coach Pete Carroll is saying that Smith is expected to play after injuring his elbow against the LA Rams on Sunday. He sat out of practice earlier this week, but got some throws in. Carroll said he looks good. It all happened in warm-ups of when he'll decide if he'll actually be on the field or not. We're going to have coverage all throughout the day tomorrow leading up to kickoff, which is at 5:20 here at Lumen Field. But for now, reporting in Seattle, I'm Julian Minnesota, and this is Alex Crescenti for News Now Sports.
All right, your sports giving coverage doesn't stop here. Julian and Alex are reporting live from Seattle all weekend. We'll have live reports on 4 News Now and streaming on your connected TV's free KXLY Plus app. It all leads up to the Apple Cup on Saturday, where WSU and UW will face off at 1 o'clock at Husky Stadium. I'll be there as well with your pregame and postgame radio coverage. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a bonus for me.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
Spokane's grand holiday tradition lives at Christmas Tree Elegance in the Davenport Hotel and River Park Square. Fabulous packages raffled to support our symphony.
We want a tree.
We want a tree, and so can you.
The updated COVID vaccine is available now and at no cost for most people 6 months and older. If it's been more than 2 months since your last COVID vaccine or infection, it's time to maximize your protection against the latest variants. The updated vaccine reduces your risk of serious illness or developing long COVID symptoms, even if you've already been vaccinated or infected. So schedule your appointment today. To learn more about the vaccine, where to get it, and how to stay safe and healthy, visit takecarewa.org.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Welcome back. The holidays are a time when people like to celebrate with a drink or two, but sometimes some of us have a few too many. And for the South Jersey family, their dog was no exception.
Jack, try to walk. Come on, let's go.
Oh no, Jack. Oh, that's Jack, a 5-year-old Husky Shepherd mix. When they came home one night, they found a bottle of Bailey's on the floor and a bottle of vodka knocked over on the counter.
This is empty. This was probably more than halfway full. It's not funny, but my dog is drunk and I don't know what to do about it.
How did he get the caps off, though? That's what I want to know. Mary immediately called poison control, then took Jack to the vet where he got IV fluids and was kept overnight. The vet called in the morning to say he was fine and not even hungover. Okay. At the Spokane airport this morning, this is the story we were telling you about early in the newscast before my microphone died. Lines were long around 5 a.m. for those early flights, then they died off until about 8. People did report, though, waiting about 30 minutes in line to get through security at some points this morning. Spokane residents Peggy and Bob Butler were on their way to visit their daughter this Thanksgiving, and they said they were surprised how short the lines were.
You better still get here early.
Yes.
There's still plenty of things that can happen, but so far it looks really good out here.
If you're flying this weekend, TSA recommends you give yourself plenty of time and arrive 2 hours before boarding. If you're heading home on Sunday, make sure you're preparing for crowds and long lines as well.
Thank you. Oh, you are so welcome. I am so excited to bring these coats.
That's our Chris Crocker and her family. They were hard at work today delivering bags full of clothes to the Northeast Youth Center as part of our annual Coats for Kids event.
There's my big strong husband lifting those coats. Oh yeah, they are going to get those 108
right?
coats.
Yeah.
Yes, all brand new, thanks to very generous donations and some of that money that I got at the Northern Quest Golf Tournament that you and I played in. Yes, so Kalispell Tribe of Indians helping with that as well.
Sweet.
Yes, we have some fog that has developed here just recently. Let's take a look now at our visibility around the region. It is down to 0 in Coeur d'Alene and down to 3 miles in Pullman. Now this will likely not be around for long because we are bringing in that dry air, but now visibility less than a quarter mile in Hayden, Coeur d'Alene, and also over in Spokane Valley, starting to go downhill a little bit in at the airport. But again, we got some dry air coming in, so hopefully we'll be into the sunshine without any problem tomorrow.
Okay.
I've been selling that sunshine all day, so
it better come through.
Yes.
We think it will. All right, thanks for being with us here on Nightside. Don't forget to tune in to Good Morning Northwest starting at 5.